YouTube, how the heck you doing? This is Corey here with Watcher of Realms. We are back with another one, another VOD review session. This time we actually got attacked a lot. Uh, let's see. Went 6-3, so we had 9 fights in total, so pretty decent chunk. So we have a lot to go over, a lot to see how things went, and then also obviously did all of my attacks. So usually I go ahead and attack last for the most part, so I'm usually going against some crazy comps. Let's see what we went versus, and let's see how our defenses did. First, I'm just going to go through the personal record. This is a defense. So they attacked the Valdron team. So I actually went ahead and did an addition for this team. I added Ajax into the team because I decided to just break the, they gave us like all a legendary lord. I decided to just go with Ajax. So made the change to the team. Let's see how it does. Let's see. So they dropped double tanks. One thing that I dislike, real quick is they drop both these tanks pretty quickly. So it basically means Valdron is just gonna cut through them both. I feel like it would have made more sense if they just kind of held off for a second, dropped one tank, dropped the second tank, and then attempted this. But because they were just so quick, it's just like Valdron's gonna have ult, Ajax is gonna have ult, Maul's gonna have ult. So they really didn't get much chance. These flyers are surviving quite a bit though. So maybe if they were stronger, they could have gone past. But this time they didn't. They kind of do the same thing where they just drop their units too close together. And then watch this. Dogs. Bam. Brook here freeze. So yeah. I mean, I kind of like the plan behind it, but it just seems like the dropping of the units, and that's one of the things with Guild v Guild, especially like later on, the timing in which you drop things is so important because, for example, I liked how he dropped the dogs and he still had the shadow casters that are present on the board, right? That means he has 4 units taking up the block of Brokir, and then he's dropping 3 units in the dogs. So that means Valdron's only going to be able to block 2, which means, hey, one of them is ideally going to get to the back line, kind of get through, cause some damage to the actual tower. But because he doesn't time it well with the Brokir freeze, Brokir gets out of his ult, freezes them, the run's done, right? So, gotta pay some attention to, especially Brokir, because he's so finicky in terms of like, the second he's out of his ult, he's freezing everything, right? And he also has a chance to just freeze based off his A1 passive, so timing is everything, especially on that. This I like, dropping a Necro, or not Necro, Epic Magic Damage Tank. Let's see. Because I really want to see how Ajax does in this comp. Because he's getting buffed by Valdron being the Lord. So he's trying to fly over. This makes sense. I like the attempt so far. Everything makes sense. What it's going to come down to here is, are these flyers tanky enough to survive Ajax and Maul? And also, they're going to constantly hit Brokir and just get stuck in this loop of hitting him. So as long as Ajax and Maul can get their ults up, I feel pretty good about this run. Those epic flyers, they're going to die. I'm not even concerned about that. This is close. This is super close. Oh wait, there we go. Ajax. Ajax. There we go. That was perfect. That was close though. That was a little bit close. Concerning. But once that happens, this run is done, right? Because even then, one of the good things about how this comp works is, let me slow this down. That's good. Good placement. Really good. But Brokir freeze once again. Brokir freeze ended that run right there. Right? You really have to time it with Brokir and just when is he entering his ult, when is he getting out of his ult. Because those are the 2 times where you're just most susceptible to freeze. realistically speaking, my personal opinion, if you're ever going against Brokir, the best thing to do is wait till he's like out of his ult, and then he's like basically 20% to 40% in rage, right? Before you go ahead and drop dogs. Because at least at that point, you know for a fact two things are going to happen. He can't ult, so he can't freeze. And he can't get out of ult, so he can't freeze, right? So you really just have to kind of watch out for that. I mean, I like the attempt. One of the biggest things that was concerning me was just kind of looked like his flyers were going to get through. But if they did, they would have hit Hollow. And Ajax would have still been able to hit them. So it's... And if Hollow heals herself, Ajax gets the second hit off. So timing gets a little bit wonky there. But overall, pretty solid. Someone attacks the Northerner team. Okay. So here's one of the adjustments that happen as well. I'm pretty sure I changed some of the gear around on the units. Because what always happens is people are going to snipe Boreas every single time. They're just going to drop Garnets. Trigger Lily ult, right? So that's fine. That was anticipated. That was expected. But where this run then becomes interesting is, does Horus tank long enough? Because realistically speaking, right, they could also do something. Another guild did this, so I don't really care. I'll just kind of share the information, right? You drop Maw. You drop the Shielder, the Fool. You force Lily ult on Horus. And then you drop double Garnets to take out Boreas. Once you do that, you can kind of fly over. There's some opportunity that you have there. You could even kill Horus if you really wanted to with axes and Maw, and then you get the job done, right? So that's one way to go about it. Here's what's interesting. These flyers get desynchronized. So let's see how this works. Pelagios. He's going to ult. That's so... Wait, what happens here? Why did it do that? Like, don't get me wrong. That's awesome. That helps me. But that doesn't make sense for the... I remember seeing that because I remember the flyer goes upward, but it shouldn't. What should have happened is after Pelagios ults, one, Pelagios decides to ult the one that's furthest away, which is interesting. And then the next one actually recoils back up instead of going down. Anyways, Maw. But yeah, this is unlucky. Basically, this entire run, and I feel bad, right? But this entire run was really just a perfect storm of, I guess, bad RNG. Because even as he sends the dogs out, Pelagios was ulting. So they just got trapped up. And Horus is literally just tanking Maw. Just tanking. So this is GG. That was simple. That was pretty simple. He literally just tanked the entire time. So shout out Horus. Let's see. Man, they just attacked a lot. I'm going to skip this because I feel like I get a pretty good understanding as to how I was surviving. I want to see how my teams are losing. Level 4 flyers. It's actually pretty dang high. I'm not going to lie. What does he do? Probably, yes. Taking up 2 block. Does he do double? Okay. Double Garnets. Proc Lily. All that makes sense so far. Does he wait? Smart. He basically just baited ults. That's literally what he did there. So he baits ults. so that the flyers can fly through. That was smart, actually. That was actually kind of smart because basically what he does is he knows that Horse is going to take up 4 of the block, right? 4 block from the dogs, right? So 2 dogs are going to get through. And then he has the flyers get over Hars as well to basically put Valk low so that whenever the 2 dogs that get through have a really good shot of just killing Valk straight, like just outright, and then ending, right? So that's actually kind of smart. That's definitely one way to get through those northerner teams then. So it's good to know. It's really good to know. All right, I'm tired of watching defenses. Let's see. How did the attacks go? This is the Nightmare comp, so that's the first thing with Ardea. So see, I don't like Cornelian personally on these Nightmare teams. I personally like Lily more because I feel like Lily at least gives like really consistent heals. Because let's see, axes. See, realistically speaking, if there was a Lily here, he wouldn't even be still at this HP, right? He would have just gotten healed right there. He would have been way better off. So yeah. At this point, Axis took him down. I could fly, zap Hatsut, zap Ardea, probably even zap Ajax or Carnelian. Here's what I do. Probably drop flyers, whip for 10 cost, drop double mages, and this is GG at that point. Ardea's gone. Yeah. Yep. That's simple. So with that, I personally feel like Carnelian's awesome, but when it comes to these Nightmare comps, Lily's just better. Lily's probably the best Gilby Guild healer in the game. And I personally think so. Right? You get a revive, shield, invulnerability. I'm pretty sure you get invulnerability for like 10 seconds or something like that after her passive procs. Yeah, she's just good. She's just really good. Let's see. Personal record. So that attack worked. Where am I? Here we go. I lost this attack. This is probably RNG on those double hits. Probably from Ajax and Hotsit. Because watch, let's see. Axes are moving. Maybe not RNG. Maybe I just trolled by dropping the second healer. Yeah, I feel like I trolled dropping the second healer. Because the second that happens, that's 3 costs that I could have used to just drop the extra axes. And probably have done another run with another set of, like another healer. And I'd have probably been fine then. But because I don't do that, yeah, that was just troll. That was literally just troll. And that's a perfect example of why it's important to just, if you did it the first time, just copy it exactly as is. Because that would have probably worked if I did it properly. Cool. Magics. This is an interesting comp. I think my thought process with this one, realistically, was just, if I can kill Valdron, well, one, this is A0 Vald. I can tell because whenever he came up, he didn't lose his HP, right? So that's A0. What I should have done is honestly not try to swarm this team. That was just bad. Because Praetus is here. Also, the placement's a little bit wonky because usually it's not this far pushed in to the crystal. It's usually Brakir would be like here, Valdron would be here. I never see Silas on these teams. Also, it's just weird because he's using 2 Ancient Lords. So, interesting, definitely. He also has Praetus as Lord for this. So, my goal here is, if I can take out Valdron, I'm pretty good. But here, that was it. That was it. If they went ahead and hit and procced Valdron's passive again, he does less damage. And then also, they got caught in the Brokir freeze right when they were about to hit again. So at that point, this was GG. Like it was really that simple. The mages, the win condition for the mages is they go ahead and take out Valdron because they get hit 1, 2, 3. Ideally, that would gone ahead and take out most, if not all, of Valdron's HP, and then we would have been good to go. But no, they did not do it. So yeah, this run fails miserably, might I add, because also every time that, let's see here, these swarms kind of start coming up, they're going to get met with Brokir freeze. Look, watch. He's right about to ult right now. Bam. Frozen. Watch this. Exit ult. Frozen. Just no shot. No shot. So got caught in the Brokir trap, and then also Valdron was way not tankier, he just got lucky, in my opinion, right? That the mages just decided to do a little bit of variance in their damage and prevent Valdron from dying. Unlucky. Let's see. But I get him back. Apparently I did. I just took out his nightmare team. Okay. This is another strat. So basically the whole point of this is if I see these units kind of like stacked up, I know a couple things, right? Arrogance is going to do a lot of damage. Hots is going to do a lot of damage. But they're both physical, right? And whenever there's physical damage, literally the Fool is so good for that. He's just going to tank it, right? He's going to go ahead and put shield on the destroyer. They're not going to do much. On top of it, if I see two tanks, both of them have a revive mechanic, right? Baron and Toreador. My goal is to go ahead and at least proc Toreadors and then kind of ideally kill him, then swarm, right? Also, what I know is because Hots is here, my win condition is I have to get a unit behind Toreador. I have to. So I need 9 units technically to go ahead and take up all this block to activate Hotsit. So watch. Shielder. Kind of mess up my timing here, but I'm not overly concerned because I also know my destroyer is tanky enough. So watch this. Destroyer is tanking. There we go. So right now, the low HP destroyer is getting shielded. Healer, Necro. So we still have 2 block, 3 block, 4 block. So all the block on Baron is basically going to get taken up in a second. And the destroyers are doing work, right? They're literally just hitting away and splitting the heals from Lily. She just had to proc ult on Baron. And watch this. All these units are starting to kind of pile in now. Let's see. There we go. Perfect. Hotsit ults. Dogs run through. They're probably going to take out Arrogance here. There we go. He's gone. And now there's so little AoE damage. I can drop another set of dogs. Same thing. That's GG. That's simple. Game over. So simple. Awesome. That's the benefits, right? Whenever you have level 5 Necros, high destroyers, the easiest way to go through double tank is literally to go through it. That's the best way. That's the best way. And then, let's see. I double attack this team, so I'm just going to show one of these replays, right? Because I don't want to just waste time. So, here's what happens. I see this team. There's a couple things that I know. Magic damage. Magic damage. Magic damage. Lord with a lot of block, right? So the last thing I want, also, I know his Lord passive is triggered for them. They get more damage whenever a unit dies. So I don't want to go ahead and focus on killing his skeletons, because then I'm giving them constant buffs. So I drop the tank and the shielder. Remember, right? I personally prefer shielders. They like the Fool, because there's something about getting HP now versus HP continuously. Also, Boreas gives anti-heal. So healing isn't really going to be that helpful for me, at least at this point. Trigger all the ults. I don't care if the Fool dies. He's already done his job as far as I'm concerned, right? Because now my setup is here. So right now, I have 2 block. And realistically speaking, they are not going to die. Their magic damage tanks, they are going to tank. Right? So here we go. Necro 1, he's done his job. Now I can drop another Necro and another healer in a second here and start really filling this all up. Because here's what's about to happen. Boreas is going to ult. Ymir's going to ult. Anora's going to ult. This person specifically set it up so that all these units ult at the same time, and the hope, because of their rage regen, and his hope is that they go ahead and wipe out everything that comes here. Notice these 2 tanks, they're chilling. They're literally chilling. They're not phased whatsoever. Right? They're literally fine. Necro's going to drop some units right now. Spawn them up. Come on, dude. Guess he doesn't want to spawn. Either way. Drop these dogs. Now watch this, right? Everything is perfect. My army is here. They're doing well. 1, 2, 3. Bam. Boom, headshot. And that's it, right? So with this team, if you ever see like just a bunch of magic damage, trust me, drop the epic magic damage tank, drop the Fool, they will never die. They will never die. So if anything you like got from this, do that. They will never die. So there you go. See ya.